couple of the things that I picked up on, I write them down in the notebook here. The date of March the 15th, 1997, with the phraseology of "I can't hear you" coming through. It almost was like somebody had some sort of hearing loss, or that they couldn't hear as well as maybe they could in life. Now, I don't know if that was a lifelong sort of condition that they had, where maybe they had some hearing issues, or if this is something that they encountered sort of after death. But also, this phrase of "I can see Luca" or Luke, and I couldn't make out what it was, but it was like they were telling me that they can see somebody named Luca or somebody named Luke, which was coming through very, very clearly, along with then, "Tell him this is bad for business," and the word or the name Jim coming through. So does the date or the appearance of the hearing loss, does any of that mean anything to you or have any sort of connection?
Not off the top of my head. I'd have
Okay.
to really kind of, reference back and
Sure.
think about it a little bit. There's
Sure.
so much that goes on around here.
Of course. What about the name Luca or Luke? Is that, like, if someone's saying, like, "I can see Luca," does that mean anything to you? Do you know, was there somebody here in the past with that name?
Well, my son Luke,
Oh.
who comes down here every so often with me, and he was
Really?
born in 1998. But yeah, I mean that's the only Luke that comes to mind right now.
So your son Luke spends time in
In and
the
around here, he
building?
comes down with me. Yeah, occasionally.
Okay. The final point that started coming out on the next page here, they started to talk to me about the chair at the end of the hall and the phrase of "don't sit in the chair at the end of the hall." And so I actually stepped back through this door into the hallway, and those two chairs caught my eye, but the one that I felt pulled towards was the red armchair, the leather armchair. What's the origin of that chair?
Well, that chair actually came from England.
Okay.
There's two of them that I ordered a number of years ago. So it's got, a rich heritage, I think. It's one of the old English Oxford chairs that came over originally from England, probably about 7 or 8 years ago.
Well, whatever's here loves that chair just as much as you do, maybe. Now, the name Jim, that reference, the J, you're saying it's bad for business. What are you feeling with that?
Well, anytime Jim or the name Jim comes up, I always think of James Flanagan. Jim Flanagan, of course, we renamed our restaurant upstairs after Flanagan's, and he always comes to mind because he was the builder of this hotel and, of course, the patriarch of the senator.
So in the event that we do make contact happen with somebody that is connected to you in some way, is there any sort of a message that you want us to give them?
Just that I'm doing my best here and trying to keep the big S, the senator, rebuilding it to its former glory.